The first time I saw her, she came running across the dry pasture like a storm gathering speed. Her braids whipped loose behind her, her feet kicked up dust, and her eyes burned with desperation that cut through the quiet of the late afternoon. I'd been riding home from town, my horse heavy with supplies, when she blocked the trail, panting, chest heaving as though the land itself had chased her. "Cowboy," she gasped, her voice breaking. "Please, you must come. It's my mother. They've hurt her. They'll kill her if I can't bring help." I reined in sharply, my heart kicking against my ribs. I didn't know this girl, barely more than a young woman, but her urgency left no room for doubt. "Who hurt her?" I demanded, leaning down in the saddle. Her fists tightened, her lips trembling, as she spat the word like poison. "Her husband's kin, his brothers, his sisters. They beat her because he is gone. They cut her hair. They said she is nothing now, that she must serve them. She will die if no one stops them." The words struck like a whip across my back. I had seen cruelty in many forms, the lash of the frontier, the cold indifference of men who thought women were cattle to be traded. But the picture she painted, of a mother shorn bald and broken by those meant to call her family, burned hotter than the desert sun. I leaned forward, gripping the horn of my saddle. "Show me the way," I said. She wasted no time climbing up behind me, clinging to my waist as my horse surged forward. The ride was long and hard, the wind pulling her cries into the air as she begged me not to slow. She told me fragments between breaths. Her mother had been married to a man twice her age, a union not of love, but of survival. When the man died of fever, his family turned on her, declaring her worthless, blaming her for his death. They stripped her of honor in the cruelest way they could, cutting away her hair in front of the village, beating her until she fell. My stomach tightened with every word. I could almost see it, and the rage building inside me was enough to drive the horse faster than it had ever run. When we reached the settlement, the sun had dipped low, painting the clay huts and wooden fences in bloody light. Voices carried on the air, mocking laughter, jeers, the sound of a whip snapping against flesh. My companion slid off the horse before it had even stopped, running toward the noise. I followed with my rifle ready, my boots pounding the dirt. What I saw when I rounded the corner would never leave me. A woman knelt in the dust, her head bare, shorn like a prisoner. Strips of blood marked her cheek, her arms bruised, her dress torn. Around her stood a half-circle of kin, their eyes cold with scorn. One man held a rope as though she were livestock. Another woman sneered, spitting at the ground near her feet. And above it all the laughter, high, cruel, hollow. She did not look at them. She stared at the earth, her body trembling, but her back still straight. Even in ruin she carried herself with dignity. I didn't think. I didn't hesitate. I strode into the circle, my voice carrying the weight of thunder. "That's enough." The rope holder turned, his face twisted in surprise, then fury. "Who are you to speak here, rancher?" he spat. I leveled my rifle at his chest, my jaw like stone. "The man who won't stand by while you butcher a woman's soul." The crowd shifted, their mockery faltering. Some muttered, some jeered, but none dared step closer. The daughter rushed to her mother's side, throwing her arms around her, whispering fiercely. The older woman finally raised her eyes to me, and what I saw there broke me open. Not just pain, not just humiliation, but a quiet plea, as though she had already resigned herself to dying in shame and could not quite believe a stranger had intervened. My chest tightened. I lowered my rifle slowly, but my voice was louder than ever when I spoke. "If she is nothing to you, then she will be everything to me. I'll marry her now." The words fell like a hammer. The kin stared, stunned into silence, their cruel laughter evaporating into the dust. The shorn woman blinked, her lips parting in disbelief. The daughter gasped, tears spilling down her cheeks as she clutched tighter to her mother. And in that moment I felt the ground shift beneath us all. It wasn't pity that made me speak, nor impulse. It was a truth that had formed in the fire of what I had seen. This woman deserved honor, not ruin. And if no one else would give it, then I would. The kin muttered angrily, but none dared face the barrel of my rifle again. Slowly, grudgingly, they stepped back, leaving the three of us standing in the center of the dust. I looked down at her, broken, bloodied, shorn, but still a woman with a fire in her eyes that had not been extinguished. Come with me, I said quietly. No more chains, no more shame. Your life starts again tonight. And as she rose on shaking legs, leaning against her daughter, I knew I had made a vow, not just with words, but with my soul.